Okay. Alright, looks like it's up and working again. Just hopping on tonight and trying to get some stuff done here with the lovely Toyota GR010 Evo. There we go. We're working our way down the car, getting material properties set. And applying those as we can. Right now I'm basically just picking off as much of the car that I can set to default materials instead of allowing people to paint them as possible. The reason I do that is it simplifies the paintable template. Except I didn't realize that was going to happen there. Bummer. And I'll do that. Simplifies the template and makes it so it's easier to see, read, all that kind of stuff. But then also makes it so that way you can be more effective with the space. You can optimize it more. So let's see, we're up on that side. So if we do this, and that's the front on that one, and it's going to be kind of like that. And I'm not sure why. Oh, I see. So that's that one. Yep. Okay. Gotta flip that sucker around. Right now I'm just, I'm not even worrying too much about where these things go or relative sizing. I'm just trying to get them split up. Because what I will end up doing is once I've got everything cut the way that I want it to, then I'm going to go in and basically resize everything together. And if it's done successfully, it should look pretty decent. Got to cut up our wing mirrors. There might be some other parts in this part of the car here that need to be done. We're about halfway down the car, actually a little bit more in some cases. I guess we still have to do some of this stuff here. So, yeah. Roughly halfway, but not quite yet. Fortunately, some of this stuff is cut up. Actually, that reminds me. I do have to go in and fix some of this. Because I saw this earlier when I was in here. So we'll go ahead and grab you. Grab you. And well, fucking knew it. Alright, so do this manually. Just hoping I don't accidentally grab anything on the other side of this. It's like the last thing that I need is just to have random points brought down. I'm not too worried about this stuff being open up under here. I guess it's useful if it's kind of closed up. And I'm sure this side isn't welded either. Nope. Probably could have done that little trick where it you do it at distances instead. But I mean, this is fine. I can kind of take a look and see if I catch anything else in here that needs to be taken care of. This is the problem with off-the-shelf models, like I was telling the guys earlier, is that you get some weird characteristics on the model that it's like this. It doesn't need to be, but models are designed and made in some ways where they're intended to be used, say, as just like a cheap animation or something, or to do concept renderings, whatever it might be. Actually, I haven't saved in a while. I'll go ahead and do that now real quick. The goal is to try and get this thing done tonight if possible. It's currently 7:36. Kind of been going at it for a while. It'd be nice to get some sleep, but still have 2 more cards to do. Just taking a quick look here while that was doing its thing. It's good to take a break, look away from the screen for a second. I know I just started with you guys, but I've been going at this since we did our test race today for probably the last 4 or 5 hours. Okay. So we're going to go back into unwrapping here. Made some pretty good progress so far. This front area is always so difficult, particularly on this car, just because it's, you know, you have these large fender areas, and they have a lot of unique multi-dimensional shapes to them. Not very many flat planes or anything like that that run across here, meet up in nice neat little boxes, so it basically translates to you've got a lot of work to do. What I've been trying to do with this is get it so that way it lines up with some of the natural seams that happen in here. Like you can see where you get some of these panels set up. So wherever we can find those and work with them, you know, that kind of makes logical sense when you're, especially when you're looking at the car, like a 3D representation of the car, and you're trying to match it up with what you're seeing. Really? Okay. I'm gonna have to go through and pull all these fasteners out. This is just atrocious. Thought it was this one. Now, I don't know if when we apply the smoothing modifier, if any of these are going to really shift all that much, but I'm sort of hedging my bets here a little bit. Making sure these fasteners pop out. Now, ideally, if you look at one of these, it's 18 polys. Not great. Not really great, especially when you look up here and you see how many are represented on this object alone. Again, where you could optimize this is, so one of these is 18, so you divide that by 9, you know, 12,000 or 11,471 divided by 9. Yeah. I mean, it is almost a factor of 10, so that's a pretty big savings, especially if you go in and you make these, if you do a smooth mesh on these things. It can make a big difference. And it's not detail you really need to get worried about, because this is the kind of stuff you're not going to see unless you're really close up. So honestly, once you're out beyond like 25 meters, you can really cut this down. Like, let's watch what happens when you put a mesh smooth on here. 42,000 verts. That's just stupid. It looks really nice though. It adds a lot. So realistically, it's the type of thing where what I'll probably do is take the fasteners and pull those out. Same thing with that grill mesh there, and have them be separate so that way they're not actually receiving a mesh smooth of some sort. Let me see here if I go over this. 180, so that gets hit pretty strong. Like some of the things here, like the fuel filler cap, like that probably should be smoothed out. Some of these larger fasteners, those could use it. Some of these other things though, it's not like you really need it. It's detail that's so fine that you don't notice it. But anyway, back over here. Okay, so we got this part of the car, we got that, we got this, we got that, we got this one, and this one. We're gonna kind of chuck back here, so we've gotten this side, and I'm wondering if there's anything we can do here. So this one is basically already done. What happens if we get a relaxing tool? This to 1. That's not too bad. Can we? I'm curious if this would work. It may not. You know, I'm not too worried if it does or doesn't, because we can always redo it. It's not great. There's an awful lot of warping. So if we throw this one here, right on the other side, grab this one. Oops. So that's interesting. So this one set up. Don't do that. Sure why this is cut out the way it is, but we will find out soon enough. Things we can check on. So yeah, there is some art happening on the side there, so we'll want to preserve some of that. Yeah, just like that. That's like that. We can probably go in here and split it off. So ideally, if you grab like that one where you're not going to see it. Don't necessarily like how that looks. don't like that that's just a random thing in there. It's a little bump. Okay. Yep, that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and cut this. There we go. And now, we're going to let that unwrap. Look how beautiful that is. Alright, so that worked out pretty well. So we can go in here, that one's good, and then this one should be good as well. Yeah. However, this ends up connecting up here. I mean, these are all, I should resize it. Yep. I don't know why this one has decided to get funky. But yeah, it'll flex out. And then if we pick the middle, yep, so that's almost exactly like we expect. That's about the side right there. Never seen. Not really anything that we can break away from. Can we? Yeah, no. Okay. It's unfortunately a slightly awkward edge. It might be a little bit defrayed, but that's a pretty low quality version of the low visibility version area, whatever you wish to call it. So I'll grab our stuff here, kind of shrink it down. We'll take it like that. And we'll sort of swing around to the other side here. So now it looks like it comes to the outside, across here, and goes up. No, I probably wouldn't have split it there, to be honest. This makes a little bit more sense to me. It's a bit more in line with what this bulkhead is doing. I could do that. Let's see. Kind of like this way. Yep, there we are. As you can see, it doesn't change a ton for this. We do this. Oh, I got this little guy here. Thought so. Oh, wrong button. That's an inside seam. I don't think we really truly need this. let's check this top one, if it's also in a spot where we can get rid of it. That doesn't need to be there. Except it does. We can pull that much out. It's not a problem. Okay, grab that, pull it out. Where's this thing? Okay. Alright, so we've got this done. Oh, back to 0. Okay. Sometimes it's better to go back to projection mapping and then do it that way. It does a little bit cleaner result. That's the inside. Honestly, it could. Oops, sorry. That made a loud noise. Sorry, I was just taking a look over here. So I'm kind of peeking at this. Wondering if we even need to have this section. I mean, it's probably okay if we do. So first one. Oh. Gotta be honest, I'm get tired. Okay, so that goes all the way over. You're right. Oh. To see where these extra pixels are. Hopefully they're ones that can come off. So I think I've found them. Yep. So that's two along the edge. What do you connect to? Where did you go? Alright, oh, just go ahead and pull you off too. There, so that one should be 83. They're both 83. Good, grand, great. No yelling on the bus. So that's 112. So that's 88. And that's 83. That's 83. 58. And this way. Oh. 83, huh? Oh, it's confusing. Well, I guess we'll just kind of see what happens. Except it's gonna need the cut. So, if we look at this, I I believe I have it up in this little corner here. So that's the second one for vertical. Which one is this? It's just the one in the corner. Might have to go take a nap for a minute.
That's fine though. I'll come back. It'll be fine.